Imperfect Yogis, Yoga for Self-Love. We're just going to do a flow that's going to work us through our Virabhadrasana poses this afternoon. So we're going to try out Warrior 1, we're going to move to Warrior 2, we're going to move into Warrior 3 and come back through our Reverse Warrior and also into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So we're going to keep it fairly basic today, but some of those basic moves are the important stuff that are the foundations and the fundamentals of our practice. And I guarantee you that if you build these things into your daily practice and you put these in your memory bank of asana, this is what will create the change for you. And just remember, there is no perfect, there is only practice. So, you know, even the people that you see doing crazy stuff on Instagram, they still need to do these fundamentals. They still need to go through this process and do this work, because this is where the change happens. This is where we find our breath, that sthira sukhanasana, steadiness and ease in the posture. And remember, without no breath, there ain't no yoga. So let's get started. We're going to start with 5 rounds of sun salutation. So coming to the front of your mat, my mat's circular, so I have lots of fronts today. Taking a deep inhale, reaching the arms up overhead, pressing the hands, palms together. As you exhale, bow forward, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, step it on back to plank. So I'm going to let you choose your variation of your chaturanga today. It might be that you come down to Ashtanga Namaskar, our 8 points of contact. As you inhale, finding Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. As you exhale, pressing back up, coming into your downward facing dog, holding here for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, 1. Drawing the heels down to the earth, lifting the hips, lengthening through the spine, pressing the mat away. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. With the next inhale, look towards the hands, bend the knees, and you can step forward, flat back. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, hands, palms pressed together, hands to heart center, hands by the side. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, surrender the hands down to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step it on back to plank. Maybe taking a second variation of your vinyasa, chaturanga dandasana. This time we'll bring the knees down to the earth. Take the chest and the chin almost to the earth. Inhale and find your urdhva mukha, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Roll over the toes, press the heels to the earth. Lengthen through the back body. Tummy to the spine. Another 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2 as you press the mat away. With the next round of breath, as you inhale, look towards the hands, bend the knees. You can step or float, flat back. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, floating all the way up, hands, palms up overhead, drishti to the thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands by the side. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step it on back to plank. This time, full chaturanga. So shift the body weight slightly forward. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, lifting all the way up to urdhva mukha. Exhale, rolling over the toes, lifting the hips as you press back, Ardha Mukha. 3 rounds of breath here. Remember some of those nuances just to check through. There is no stillness, there's always movement. But finding that connection of breath to the body, releasing tension from the neck, drawing the belly to the spine, knitting the floating ribs. Lift the hips. With your next inhale, look towards the hands and step or float forward. Find your flat back. Exhale, surrender the head. Inhale, arms reach high, hands, palms press above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands by the side. Last round, inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, Down we go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Ardha Mukha. Remember to always honor your practice wherever you're at with your vinyasa. So any of those 3 variations will always work. Press the hands into the earth, press the mat away. Draw the hips high, lengthen through the back body. Tummy to the spine, heels to the earth. Relax any tension from the head. 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, exhale. Press the earth away. Inhale, exhale. This time we're going to turn the left foot to 45 degrees. We're going to look towards the hands and step the right foot forward, coming in and up for our warrior 1. So this is a square hip posture. So I'm just going to turn to face the camera. Front knee tracking forward. Back knee tracking at that 45 degrees over the foot. Both hips are square to the front of the mat. So it's really important in this posture. Come down into this front right knee. As you inhale, the arms reach high. Separation of the ribs away from the hips as you lengthen through the back body. Come a little lower into that front knee. Lift up and away, tucking the pelvis ever so slightly. Continue to connect to the body, to the breath. As you inhale, create length, and as you exhale, see if you can find a little depth here. That back left leg, roll the knife edge of the foot into the earth and feel the lift and length as that draws up through the inside of the left thigh. With the next inhale, we're going to reach a little higher. We're going to come into our warrior 2. So there might be some adjustment in the feet here. Perfectly fine. This front right knee is tracking over the top of the toe. We're lengthening through the arms. This is our warrior 2 pose, Virabhadrasana 2. So strength and power here, but a calmness at the same time. So soften through the shoulders, and you can find that softness by flipping the hands over and feeling the shoulders roll down the back. Then as you bring those back, you're feeling that lengthening from fingertip to fingertip, tracking that knee over the middle toe. Again, rolling the back knife edge of that left foot into the earth, feeling that lift up through the inside of the thigh, that back leg. Flip the palm, reach forward, and as you inhale, reach up and over, finding your reverse warrior. Looking up towards the elbow and scanning the forearm, eventually looking for the fingertips in this lateral side bend. The hands can either be resting on the back thigh, or you can bring that up behind the back and maybe create chin mudra. Take 1 more round of breath, and as you inhale, come back to warrior 2. Straighten through that front leg. Maybe adjust the back leg, moving it in just slightly. I'm going to change my direction here for you. So we're coming into our Trikonasana, triangle pose. We're going to find our Saturday night disco hips. And that hip's going to go out to the back wall. Our right hand is going to reach as far, far, far away forward into the future as it possibly can. And when it can't reach any further, we're going to release that hand down to the earth and lift the left hand to the sky, looking towards that top left hand with a soft gaze. Continue to connect in with the breath. Feel the snap, crackle, and pop as you create that length through the body and those triangles with the body, pressing both feet equally into the earth. Now, if you'd like, you can actually reach the hand to the earth until you build the core strength. If you're not reaching all the way to the floor, the hand can go to the shin. You want to feel as though the body can rest between 2 panes of class. And as you build a little bit of strength, eventually the hand won't need to touch the floor, and you'll be able to feel that length from fingertip to fingertip. To come out of our Trikonasana pose, ground both feet into the earth, Take an inhale and lift back into your warrior two, coming down. So we are always little yogi explorers, so finding little bends in the knee and eventually coming to our expression of our posture today in our warrior two. We're going to windmill the hands down to the earth with the exhale. Step that foot behind and take a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva mukha. Exhale, pressing on back, ardha mukha. Taking 3 rounds of breath here, finding a little bit of respite in our downward facing dog. Press the earth away, press the mat away with the hands. Make sure your hands are like starfish, so the fingers are well spread apart. Draw the floating ribs together and allow the hips to rise towards the sky. The heels drawing length into the hamstrings as they head down towards the earth. Taking 1 more round of breath here. Inhale and exhale. With the next breath, bend into the knees, look forward, step or float. Find your flat back. As you exhale, surrender the head down to the earth. Inhale, elbows float up, reaching the hands, palms up overhead. Hands up over the head, gazing towards the thumbs. Hands to heart center, hands by the side. Take a moment to find your Tadasana, a little bit of balance here. Maybe the body's just recalibrating. Maybe you're catching your breath and the abdominal, the core section is working here. Ground the feet down into the earth and find that sense of calm in and amongst what can be a little bit of chaos sometimes. Take an inhale, reach that arms up over the head. As you exhale, surrender the head on down to the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Step or float back. Take your vinyasa. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Urdhva mukha. Exhale. Roll it on back. Here we are in our downward facing dog. And this time we're going to repeat that series with the left leg. So turn the right foot to 45 degrees. Lift that left foot, look towards the hands and step that left foot forward. Looking at that back foot, make your adjustments. And as you inhale, come on up to warrior one. So that back knife edge of the foot is pressing into the earth. The hips are squared to the front of the mat. That left knee is tracking over the mid-toe. As you inhale and exhale, the inhale finds length and the exhale finds a little bit of depth in this posture. We find that sthira sukha, steadiness and ease, the connection of the body to the breath, that calmness as we stay in our Virabhadrasana. A. With the next inhale, we're opening up to Virabhadrasana B. So we're going to take an inhale and open up, tracking that left knee over the left toe, finding this place of strength and calm. So again, looking over those front left hand, the fingertips extended from one side of the room to the other. If you've lifted up into the shoulders here, rotate the hands, palms up to the sky. Feel the shoulders roll down the back. And when you felt that sense of relaxation, bring the hands, palms back to flat. Draw the knee and hips down a little further. Open the pelvis, draw the tummy into the spine with the chest. We're going to straighten into that. Actually, we're going to take reverse warrior. So flip that palm, reach all the way forward. As you inhale, arm up and over. And you can see my chin mudra here. And that reach towards the back of the room. So don't forget to keep that bend in the front left leg. Gaze towards the elbow. And then scan the forearm all the way up to the fingertips. Taking 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Coming back to your Virabhadrasana B. Straighten through the front leg and prepare for Trikonasana. So we need our Saturday night disco hips again. Swing it on out to the back of the room. So when you've got that hip hinged, then you can start to reach forward with that left hand pressing both feet equally into the earth, lifting up through the inside of the leg, opening the chest, feeling that gentle rotation of the thoracic spine, gazing up towards that top right hand, taking 3 more rounds of breath here. Again, modifications here might be hand to the earth. It could be hand on the shin, or you might even have a block here just to find your space and time in triangle. And then when you build that strength, you'll be reaching down fingertip to fingertip. Takes a little bit of core strength here. Inhale, press both feet into the earth and come back down to your Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the earth. Step back with your left foot and take your vinyasa. Now, if you want to drop down to the knees here, more than welcome. And then you can find either Bhujangasana or you can lift up to Urdhva Mukha. Exhale and press back to downward facing dog. Finding a little bit of stillness here, 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. With the next inhale, look towards the hands, bend the knees, step or float forward, flat back. As you exhale, surrender the head down to the earth. As you inhale, float the elbows up, hands, palms reaching up over the head, gaze towards the thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center and hands by the side. So we're going to come into Utkatasana or chair pose. Every yogi's absolute 100% favorite asana. Joking. So we're going to allow the hands to just sweep the earth and lift all the way up here in our Utkatasana. So in order to stay down in this chair pose, we need to really drop the hips. We need to bend into the knees, engage the tummy towards the spine, lift the heart space, and gaze towards the hands. So this takes a little bit of effort here. So we need to squeeze all the way from the feet right through the shins, squeeze the knees, squeeze the adductors on the inside of the thigh, even squeeze the butt cheeks, squeezing everything. Coming up for our Utkatasana. Draw the hips down to the earth, tummy to the spine, lift the chest. 1 more round, hips down, tummy to the spine, lift the chest. Beautiful. Bring the hands to heart center and allow the hands to float down by the side. We're going to take Garudasana or eagle pose. So again, sweep the hands down by the side of the earth and come up in to your Utkatasana. So from here, we already have the bend in the knees. So we're going to find that balance. So lifting the left leg up off the earth, and we're going to wrap that left leg up and over the right leg, and eventually bringing the hands to shoulder height, and then wrapping opposite arm under and over, finding a little bit of balance here. So the knees drift towards the center line, and the elbows draw down and away, opening up through the shoulders. You can draw the hips down a little bit, and it doesn't matter if that leg doesn't wrap all the way around. If you're just here, that's perfectly fine. If the toes do make it all around, that's good too. So we're going to come into our Virabhadrasana 3. So floating up with that leg and extending that leg out to the back, lengthening, looking about 2 or 3 feet in front of you, finding our beautiful Virabhadrasana 3. We're going to take 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale, grounding down through that standing right leg. With your next exhale, bending into the knees and slowly lowering down into your crescent lunge, lifting the arms all the way up to the sky, finding some balance here. Exhale, take the left hand down to meet the right foot and find an easy twist. A little bit of respite here. A good idea always to check the joint stacking. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, right next to the arch of the foot, and then you can open up and find length in that twist. Straightening through that back, left leg. Exhale, release that hand down to the earth. Step the right leg behind. Exhale, take a vinyasa. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, roll it on back. Ardha Mukha. 3 rounds of breath here, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Bend the knees, look forward, step or float forward, find your flat back. Exhale, surrender the head. Inhale, float it all the way up. Hands, palms, wristy to the thumbs. Hands to heart center. Hands by the side, here we go. Sweep the hands down by the earth, finding your Utkatasana pose. Draw the hips down, tummy to the spine, lift the chest. Draw the hips, tummy to the spine, lift the chest. Coming into Garudasana, eagle pose, grounding that left foot into the earth, lifting the right leg up and over, wrapping that leg, finding the opposite arm, left under right, taking a breath here, drawing the hips down, wrapping the leg. One more round of breath, finding that balance. You can stay a little longer if you like, otherwise you can unwrap. Bring the hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Take that right leg all the way back behind, staying here for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Bend into that left supporting knee. Drop that right foot down to the earth. Inhale, lift the arms high. We're coming into easy twist. We're going to take the right hand down to the earth, just to the side of the arch of the foot, stacking the joints, wrist, elbow, shoulder, looking up towards that top left hand, lifting through that extended back right leg, drawing the hips down to the earth, allowing that twist to happen, finding the breath, steadiness and ease, Sthira Sukhasana. Exhale, release that left hand down to the earth, step the right foot back to meet the left. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, or whatever variation of your vinyasa you're taking today. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. So we're going to stay in our downward facing dog for just a moment. We're actually going to come into our pigeon pose. So we're going to take a different entrance today. We're going to drop down onto the knees and find our tabletop. And we're going to slide our right knee forward and bring that foot to meet the wrist. Sitting up, squaring off the hips. If you need to pop a block under this hip to make sure that you're square in this space, please do so. Lift the chest, find a little bit of extension here. If you're game, lift both hands, finding that balance. You can even interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze back, drawing the shoulders down. With the next inhale, look towards the sky. As you exhale, gently lower the body down. Eventually, the forehead coming to the earth. And the hands can either rest by the side of the head, or if you're fairly frequently in pigeon pose, you can start to walk the hands forward. Or if you want to go for the ultimate version of surrender, take the hands to Anjali Mudra, and then elbows into the earth, hands resting at the back of the nape of the neck. So it's like the wrists, just the tips of the palms are just nestled into the back of the forehead. So that is the ultimate, it's like an ultimate sign of surrender. And that's really what we need to do in this pose, is find that surrender. So the inhale creates a little bit of length as we draw the body forward and lengthen through that extended back leg and lengthen through the spine. And then that word, the exhale, the surrender. Allowing yourself a momentary reprieve as you exhale and surrender the body into the earth. Feeling that sensation of a physical sigh as you release into this stretch. So we're going to stay here for another 6 rounds of breath. The thing about pigeon pose, I could target piriformis, so it's buried in underneath the glutes there. But this is a really beautiful posture for figuring out the art of surrender, which really is an art form. Letting go of what's ever happening in the brain. and sending the breath to make peace with wherever that tension is lying in the body. Because that tension that's in the body is just a form of control, and we need to relinquish that control. And I always think of this posture as like some sort of like variation of Mario Kart, where each time that you send the breath to make peace with the posture, like another layer reveals itself, and all of a sudden you're on another journey to find the next breath that's going to release you into the next layer of release as such. So taking 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, a little bit of length through the back body, and the exhale, that's surrender. 1 more round of breath, inhale and exhale. This time you can bring the hands, palms back to the earth. Gently walk the body back. Slide that knee back to meet the other one. Coming back into your neutral tabletop, maybe just finding a little shift in the hips there, anything that feels a bit groovy. And then we come into the other side. So sliding that knee towards the wrist, and then bringing that foot forward. Now, this foot does not have to be square to the front of the mat. Just make sure you have that foot active so that the knife edge of the foot is heading down into the mat. Bring the hips square. If you need to chock a block underneath the hip here, please do so. So lifting the heart space, you might even like to challenge the physical self with a little bit of a lift here. Exhale, release the hands down. You might take the hands behind the back, totally up to you, or you can leave the hands on the earth here. Take an inhale, look towards the sky. As you exhale, surrender the body on down to the earth. The last thing that comes down is the forehead. As you breathe in this space, take the arms gently forward. Make any adjustments that you need to make here. Squaring off the hips, lengthening through that back leg. Surrendering the head down to the earth. Allowing yourself to find that physical sigh. So as you inhale the breath, take a really deep inhale, and as you exhale, surrender the body to the earth, and really feel like you're getting that reprieve with each breath. And it's like a layer upon layer where you're just drawing and removing layers to deepen the stretch. You might even like to take the hands back into Anjali Mudra, into that surrender. So bringing the hands to prayer. Resting the hands on the back of the head. We're just going to stay here and breathe for 5 more rounds of breath. Feeling the inhale, creating a little bit of space, and the exhale, that's surrender. 4 to go. Stay here. See if you can peel back those layers. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Of course, you can stay here longer if you like, and I invite you to do so. Gently press the hands into the earth. Walk the body back, coming to upright. Slide that knee back to meet the other one. And we're going to just bring the hips down to one side and extend the feet out in front of us. We're going to take Paschimottanasana, so seated forward fold. I like to remove the glutes out of the way so that I have full sit bone connection to the earth. So we're actually going to lift up and out of the chest here, and I want you to look beyond the toes. Don't look at the kneecaps, because where the eyes go, the body's going to flow or follow. So we really want to take that gaze beyond the toes. So we have our Dandasana, lifted heels up off the earth, flexing the toes, pulling the toes back. We're sitting into the hips, but we have that lift that's separating the ribs from the hips, feeling the expansion of the heart space, the drawing of the chin down to the chest, and the lift through the crown chakra up towards the universe, that 1,000-petal lotus. Take an inhale, release the heels down to the earth, keep the feet flexed. As you exhale, start to draw down towards the legs, looking beyond the feet. Take an inhale, find length through the back body. As you exhale, surrender a little deeper, maybe walking the hands towards the feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the back body. Exhale, finds a little bit more surrender. Make any adjustments that you need to. Maybe it's pulling the toes back towards the face. Inhale, find that length, lift the heart space. As you exhale, draw a little deeper. 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, go a little deeper, surrender on down. Make any adjustments you need to. Inhale, last one, lengthen. Exhale, surrender this time. Allow the head to relax. And just maintain this for the next 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Silence, nearly. Releasing back out of our Paschimottanasana. We're gently going to use the hands to walk the body back. We're going to take the hands behind the hips, pointing the fingertips towards your butt cheeks. Point the toes. Take an inhale, and as you inhale, lift the hips towards the sky. Release the head to the back of the room, looking towards the back. Feeling the lift of the hips. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. I know it's hard, but we can do it. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. And release the hips down to the earth. Scoot forward and come all the way down onto your back. Feel that delicious connection of the earth and the spine. I love feeling that sensation of the back body connected and grounded to the earth. Like, I actually genuinely love it. It feels so good. So if your shoulder blades are kind of digging in, just use the elbows into the earth and tuck the shoulder blades underneath so you can really feel the whole back body connected to the earth. Draw the tailbone down, tuck the chin ever so slightly, and feel the extension through the cervical spine. And one day maybe that cervical spine will be flat down to the earth. We're going to come into a bit of happy baby. Take the feet up towards the sky, hands on the outside of the feet for this variation, and just draw the knees back towards the armpits. You might like to take a little gentle sway here, giving a little bit of a massage to the spine. One of the things that we do like to do in this posture is draw the tailbone down and draw the back of the neck and the spine all the way down to the earth, feeling the whole back body connected. So with each inhale, feeling the lungs fill with air, and then as you exhale, surrendering the hips and the whole back body down towards the earth. From here, release the feet back down, hands by the side, extend one foot out and then the other. I don't know anyone that doesn't love this part of class, Shavasana. So just allow the feet to be as wide as the mat, hands, palms facing up towards the sky. We've already adjusted the shoulder blades so the whole back body is connected to the earth. Take a really deep inhale. As you exhale, open the mouth and sigh, letting go of anything that you've been holding on to. Closing down the eyes, letting go of the connection to breath, and just being. This is the most challenging part of our asana practice. Corpse pose or dead man's pose, Shavasana, is always said to be the challenge, because we can't be dead when we're alive. We're still going to be breathing. So finding that stillness is going to be 100% the biggest challenge, because we are still breathing in this space. I want you to lose the disconnection or lose the connection to breath. If any thoughts come and go, just acknowledge those thoughts and allow them to drift away. Finding a little bit of surrender in the body. Maybe you're releasing any tension from the forehead and the eyes. Guaranteed, if the eyes are moving around in the sockets, there's thoughts racing through the head. So let that be a little bit of a sign that you need to pack those thoughts off in a bubble and let them drift away until a later point in time. Feel the connection of the body to the earth, weighted and heavy. knowing that you are lovingly supported in this space. You can be here and just surrender, just be. I'm going to leave you to rest and recover in your Shavasana. Stay here for as long as you like. Sometimes our Shavasanas are a little short. If you can stay for 10 minutes, that would be just perfect. And when you're ready to come out, be very gentle on yourselves as you wake yourself from this little yogi slumber. Gently coming back into the body, only when you're ready. So enjoy the next 10 minutes. They're on me. Namaste.